Chris, where are you when I need you? It's a Father's Day weekend, so he's spending time with his family. I'm gonna go home and spend time with my family. But I am gonna bring in Sean. You guys remember Sean? Sean, are you there?
Yeah, I'm coming. Give me a second.
Oh, that voice.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, how I missed it.
Glad to be here.
I wanted to bring Sean back because of this.
Oh, hi, kaptosia.
So what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Brickmeupscottie. I'm Scottie. How you're watching Beams. If you don't like what I do, you can suck my bricks all the way to your home, to your mama's house.
Yeah, suck my brick too.
Today we're looking at this crazy looking set, which is an authorized license set based on Stephen Chow, who is a Hong Kong director who has not done any movies recently, right? I could be wrong. I've only watched a couple of his films, which is why I wanted to bring Sean back. I haven't seen Sean for so long. We used to do all the military stuff together, and he used to be he still is. He's like a professor of Hong Kong films. He knows Hong Kong movies inside and out, so I thought I'd bring him in here. He's gonna send his voice over to me, like you're doing right now, right, Sean? Yeah?
Lord.
You like that? Okay, because he's gonna describe in detail what we're looking at, because I'm sorry, man. I know Stephen Chow. I've seen a couple of his films. I don't even think they're related in this set. I kind of wish they were. Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle. Amazing films. They should be like on streaming service. Go watch them because they are really crazy and they're really good. And I guess he's doing something new in China, like a live show, or coming up with a new film or a follow-up. I'm not sure. That's why they released the set. There's got to be something to do with him doing something. But anyway, let me just tell you what the set is. What you're looking at is from Sembo Block. Stephen Chow's movie set. 601311. It doesn't specify how many pieces. It does come with 10 figures and a crazy feature which you will be blown away. I hope so.
Stephen Chow became famous for his Cantonese wordplay humor, which was called Mole Tao, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. But if you don't understand Cantonese, you can't understand how and why his dialogue is funny. Comedy is actually the hardest genre to sell overseas because if you think about it, you have to know why and how something's funny. And if you don't, then it's just not going to work. Something to keep in mind with Stephen Chow's successful Cantonese comedies is that his success wouldn't have been possible without Your Uncle Michael basically saving Cantonese cinema in the early 1970s with the Shaw Brothers movie, The Warlord, 1972. So just keep that in mind.
Here's the box. It's an amazing like presentation handle up here. Look, it even says from 1996 to 1999. That's all the movies he made?
No, Stephen Chow made movies outside of those 3 years, made quite a few of them.
So it's only a couple films then. So it's not all his filmography there. But you can see the sign right there, Stephen Chow's movie set. And then if I show you the top here, little animation there. Here's the back side. You can see how it all comes off together, which is pretty crazy. All the details here. The inner box, there you go. Action, have fun, Sembo Block. You get 2 books, they're pretty thick, man. The back it says, think of life as making a movie. If you put your mind to it, you'll shine. Fairly easy to read and very easy to put together, but they still do that highlighting red thing. It's a very Sembo Block thing where it gets confusing with the bricks sometimes. But other than that, no issues building the set. Let's check it out. Not only does the set look like this, it's got some crazy features, man. You got tons of figures. You got little movie cards. We'll see how these work. And you get a little postcard here that's probably been blocking my mouth, which is fine. Keep the germs away from you guys. But it's like a place card holder here. You can take this out and kind of switch it around. But that's your director. That's Stephen Chow right there. Well, one's a movie poster and one is like him as a director. My first impression of this is, well, I thought it was actually going to be a little bit bigger. Packs a lot of punch, like a lot of detail. There are a lot of stickers, man. I'm talking like 3 big sticker sheets. 90% of everything on here is a sticker. However, there are some prints. There are some new molds I haven't seen before. Some cool chrome texture stuff. And some play features that are just incredible. It's not only like a recreation of Stephen Chow's movie sets. They actually have like all the cameras and like crazy stuff, man. Like they're filming the sets here. So I thought all that combined together as a finished set is incredible. But as far as the building goes, if you're going to think about buying this for like your brick city, or you want to add it to your modular stuff, it's actually pretty small. especially in scale at the bottom. I was like, oh man, it's kind of like let down by that until I started making this part. I'm like, oh damn, this is like taking a set to a whole nother level.
It's a brick set, you idiot.
So I'll show you the front right here. The first thing you're probably gonna notice is this thing, which is really crazy. This is like a cameraman where he's filming here, and it's on a swivel stand. However, the weight on the top is very heavy, so this thing has a tendency to drop. I guess you're supposed to like either put the cameraman filming up here or down here like that. The greatest thing is that this thing was designed on rails, so it can slide, so you can position the cameraman anywhere along here. Isn't that cool? Sean, what do you think of that?
That camera needs some Viagra. I made a movie one time. I was billed as Mike Honcho. You probably never saw it. Probably wouldn't admit it if you did.
Now, before I let Sean deep dive into this thing, let me just lower this guy down a little bit so you can see more detail. There, you can see the front, a couple staircases going up into the joint. You can see it's not on a standard plate. This thing is built on, it's really funky, man. It's actually kind of loose on some parts here. And there are decals being used here. Once you put the decals on, you cannot take them off, like the brick on the sidewalk and stuff. I'm like, oh man, I didn't enjoy that part, but I'm like, it looks okay. I just put them on here for you guys. The rest of them are like, should be normal stickers, but let me just rotate the whole thing here to the side for you to see. There, I like this look here, like lens, very busy looking. The street building stuff down here. So it's like a mixture of little things, you know. The telephone pole there, interesting, right? If we go to the back here, whee, loads of details, lots of stuff going on down here. Staircase back there, pretty wild, right? If I flip it here to this side, like that, and go bam. Camera lens up here. I like the chrome piece. Tree down there. You know, there's just a lot of stuff to talk about with the sets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the figures. We're gonna throw them on the set where they should belong. And I'll have Sean like talk about each guy. So Sean, if you see something interesting, you just speak your mind. But please don't speak too long, huh? You're gonna put everyone to sleep.
I have to admit that I'm not as familiar with Stephen Chow's back catalog as I should be for the purpose of this video. Also, being familiar with his back catalog is not a euphemism. But yes, there are references here that even I can tell to Kung Fu Hustle, Fight Back to School, God of Cookery, King of Comedy, and quite a few others.
Here are the first 5 figures in random order. These guys are not standard figures. We're gonna compare them to an OG figure, okay? So you can see they're very different, but very similar in a way. They almost look almost like Playmobil, the heads, but they do have articulation, as you can see, on their feet. Let's look at the second row. The 2 on the very right are like cameramen. I'm not sure why. Yeah, usually in production we have to all dress in black so no one can see us, right? I think the printing looks fine, and nice variation, and nice color. So this is Stephen Chow, the one that I recognize or I'm familiar with is from God of Cookery. And this is V from BTS official Lego set, which I have reviewed. I've used these guys so many times, so why not use them again? But there you go. So Lego ones cannot, you know, they're standard Lego figures. Like, for example, Stephen Chow can kick him like that. Can you kick me? And also, I want to show you his arm here. Oh, his arm just flew off, damn. Well, I lost that arm and the spatula. I don't know where it went. It just flew like behind deer somewhere. But anyway, you can articulate the arm. Don't put it up too high or it'll fly off like that. And the other thing too is the head can, or it's actually kind of loose. Some of them are tight, but if you move them a little bit, you can kind of have them more snug. But they do have like a tilt, like up, down, or you have to look down like that. Whereas this one can't, you know. So there are differences. If I take off the hair piece and show you the back, you can see the shape and everything is a little bit different. Now, if I were to pull off the arm just to show you here, there's a little ball joint type thing there, and that's actually already built in. Here's a better look at that card that we had on the top. Stephen Chow there, directing.
Yes, that poster is from King of Comedy.
And you get 2 background cards, which we'll use later.
That background looks like sleeping dogs.
Just like the nightlife. This looks almost like a cyberpunky thing of Hong Kong there, the Hong Kong taxi, but it looks kind of AI-ish generated. The next one here is the Hong Kong skyline, which looks kind of Japanese, and both of them have back sides, which around like that. This one is the camera. It's pretty cool. And this one is a movie poster. Here's the overview. Look at the front, once again, lifted platform. I like the steps coming up, but the corner pieces can be a little bit loose when they pop off, see? You gotta be careful how you put that in. And of course, this thing does get in the way, but you saw earlier that it does slide across. And the pieces along here are printed. You have a Thai Pack seafood, a restaurant down below, and a restaurant, I guess, above the stairs, but it looks like it's from God of Cookery.
One reason, and it doesn't excuse my lack of knowledge in this area, but Stephen Chow, God of Cookery, Lung Fung Restaurant, Love on Delivery, he did a lot of movies about restaurants. And to be honest, I haven't watched them in a while, but I do appreciate how this design really reminds me of Hong Kong. Stairways that are really steep with very shallow steps, which is hard when you have size 13 feet. Garbage bags that are practically next to restaurant tables. And before you think I'm being mean, Hong Kong also has the greatest food in the world, and I miss it, but it's probably better for me because I'd be two of me by now, because it's the greatest place in the world to eat because you can do it forever.
I like the look of this, the boxes, the table, the chairs, the stools. One thing you are going to notice that the scale is, it's a little bit small for figures to sit here and stuff. And even inside, it gets like even smaller. You see how small that is? And it's very hard to get in there. It's very dark too. The set does have a bunch of like brick lights, so we'll turn those on as we move along. Okay, so the staircase design, the left side one, the blue, is really good. The right side one, just the rail looks really steep, man. I like the look of it, but my issue is that this section here and that section kind of reminds me of like mini cities that you buy and you build that are standard brick size. It's like too small for a figure. I just kind of wish it was like a blown out building more so. But it still looks really good. And a lot of greebling, like details all over the place. I like the post box down there, and there's actually a videotape or something sticking out of it. Not quite sure. And the telephone pole, I'm a sucker for telephone poles, so I do like the look of that one. You have a bird perched on top, a couple signs there. Yeah, that's just a lot of stickers, man. I had to take off that staircase to show you this. This is by far my favorite mold for 2024. It's this cat or dog's butthole. He's like trying to get into this place. That is the most amazing thing ever. The funny thing is, it's just like half a body. It's not even a full animal. It's just showcasing that pretty little ass. You got some lights there. I like the antenna here. It's like a chrome piece antenna, and the air conditioning there. That's just cool. I like the little pipes. And it leads up to this sign there. That's like a seafood sign. That's a print.
I'm not really sure what the crab sign means. I just know that if you mispronounce the word crab in Cantonese, you can really spoil a dinner party. Ask me how I know.
So we come to the side here. I like the color of the bicycle down there. And the trash bags are black color for once. The fire hydrant looks a little bit plain. And there's a door there. There's a sign above there. So I don't think I've seen those door molds before. Above that, you've got a counter here. I think they promote this area like where he's filming. It's pretty cool, and it actually folds up as well. I like that. That was pretty well thought out, but it looks like it's not right. It shouldn't be there, right? Maybe on the inside it would have been cool like that, but it's still pretty nice that it all comes out like that. And you can see some stickers of some dragons along the back there with the awning. On this floor right here, there's like more pipes. I'm a fan of stuff like that. It gives it like a more distinct look.
Exposed pipes are very Hong Kong, and that's still not a euphemism.
There's also another little pipe that's sticking down here, and a little sign right there. Another telephone pole there. I like all the little signage. Those are probably references to his other films. I like how there's another bird up there and more little signage, and you can see all the telephone wires going into the building. It kind of gives it that old school vibe.
Maybe the bird is a John Woo reference, who knows? I don't know how you would do slow motion with bricks, but whatever.
On the back here, I actually quite like the look of this, what you're seeing right now. The color arrangement is like kind of mixed everywhere, but it's pretty cool, man. But man, those are all stickers on the signs. This room right here, it's more to scale for the figures. I like the lounge chair. The slippers, really nice touch. You have a sink over there and like clothes hanging up. But yeah, damn, man, look at the back wall. Those are all freaking stickers. Tons of stickers, I'm telling ya. There's a better look at the shirt hanging, and there seems to be like a bookshelf back there as well. The most impressive thing for me has to be this section, which may not fit or be suited as a city part of the build. But when you're building this, you're like, damn, man, there's so many things going on this part. It's basically a camera, and it can come off, and it's just crazy, the stuff that's going on in there. So this part is the film studio section, and this part that we saw earlier can come up to about, oh, that's the tallest right there, and you want it to move along here. That's pretty cool, right? But yeah, this thing is pretty top heavy, so you gotta balance it pretty good, or else it'll just go, oh! It does look like a lens on this side, but that is actually a viewfinder. Those are prints, like these parts right here. Very cool. This one is a transfer decal sticker. Be careful how you put that on. But I do like little details of the chrome parts here. So this whole section can open up like that, and you can see the film camera inside. But to show you, this is where you're supposed to open it, and you put one of the place cards inside, like so.
The movie poster window is really nice. It's a nice touch. It reminds me of the old style posters they used to have in Hong Kong. Now it's all LED screens and everything else, and it's nice, but in the old days they actually had movie posters that they would put up. Sometimes they would actually be hand painted.
Check out the lens over here like that. Look at that lens, man. These are all printed right here. I like the chrome pieces around it, but if you're carrying this thing around, be careful, this thing can pop off, so just be aware of that. Here's a better look at the side. I like the little wires are here, the tree. Thank goodness, that's like pretty much the only tree you have to build. So it can articulate and you can move it around. But you can see the window back there. The rails in the background are prints, but there are like loads of stickers here and on that blue wall. Holy crap, a lot of stickers, man. But you can already see like this door here is smaller in scale than like this big lounge chair. It's slightly off, but the variation of color is really nice. So I do like that. Sean, you can tell me about what you think of this side.
Ooh, Pocari Sweat. The trash can kind of resembles the real ones a little, but not exactly, but you know, really, who cares? Again, this stuff is very evocative. I look at that and I go, yeah, that's realistic.
You can see a red trash can down there, some bottles, more clear detail on those stickers, but all these little things right here, those are all decals, transfer. You gotta be careful how you peel those things off and put them on. Once they're on, they're stuck there for life. Now that we've seen the general idea of the exterior, we're gonna look at the interior, but I gotta take this thing apart first. What do you guys think so far? Do we feel like this is, like, could belong in a city? I guess if you're not into the film part, you can totally like rip the interior here and turn it into like a bedroom type thing. As I mentioned, it's kind of like a film studio. So if you're a cameraman like me, I was more super stoked of seeing like all the camera and all the little things that work in the set. So let me just pull this apart for you guys and show you, all right? So be very careful. This whole section can come off. If I take it off like so, you gotta take off the telephone pole wires or attach this kind of like a second or a third floor type thing, right? So if I were to go like this, there's two points here, because one is, this comes off like this. Gotta put this here first. I gotta just kind of lie it there. And then we'll take this section off. So this part, unfortunately, is hollow. Wow, nothing on this floor. They could have put like an extra room in here, but this is it, man. It's like, it's so small, you wouldn't be able to make a proper scale size room inside. I like the outside part of this, it's really neat. It's very small now, it's so teeny and tiny coming into this. I'm just gonna tear off each floor. This one should be able to come off pretty easily. I'm trying to remember how I put this all together. There we go. This is coming off all right. Oh, two sections. Okay, got it. Got this section over here. Then you got another section here. Also, very, very, very small room. I think you can take the staircase side off. No, you can't really do it. I'm going to anyway. It's the only way to see inside this set. Oh, because the brick lights are on this thing. That's why. So, okay, I'm going to take the brick light off first. If I were to go like this for you guys, you can see, like that. It's mighty small now. Underneath, it's all multiple plates. They have cylinder pieces down here, which using wheel pieces, but they're just to like hold this so that it stays intact. Did I have any issues like lining things up? No, not at all. I was just like kind of disappointed because it was so small. So the one brick light is here. Turn it on inside the restaurant. There's 3 lights. The lights are different, so they're different from other Sembo Block lights. I think these are pretty new. They're fitted so that they can fit a little bit better, I think. They're like smaller and fatter. But let me show you the coolest part first, because this is pretty wild. This has now become a video camera. Underneath, there's all these like little Technic parts here. You can kind of pull this thing down like this. Check that out, man. Sean, what do you think?
The movie camera, I like it. It looks like one of the old Super 8 kind of things.
You can hold this thing up. There's no viewfinder. I mean, this part is supposed to be here, like so. Yo, I'm shooting my own Stephen Chow movie now. I thought this was like a really, really cool idea. If you're a filmmaker, you'll love this part and you'll love the inside even more so. So now we're all apart. Let's take a look at the interior. Let's throw some figures on the sets and wait till you see the rest of this floor. This is pretty wild stuff. Here's the first room, or the kitchen or the restaurant that is related to the film. I'm assuming it's God of Cookery. Sean, if you have any idea what the setting is from, please do let us know.
Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I'm dropping the ball here. It could be any number of his movies because food and restaurants were common themes. And as I said before, it makes sense because food is very important to Hong Kong people, as well it should be.
Let me just say, I like the amount of details in here, but it's just kind of small to fit your guy inside. It's kind of to scale and it kind of isn't. Like the stools are straight to the floor and the tables as well. But still, look at all that stuff, man. Food, sink, tools, bottles, cups. More little items along the wall, stickers, and a clock right there. And I like how they do tidy up the wires. They're going in between like studs and around. It's kind of clean looking. You can actually see the brick light there, how thick it is. Like right here, it's fat, man. If I take out this one, you can kind of see how fat it is. Pretty interesting. There's one brick light there, and there's more on the camera part. Couple more tables there. Once again, look, they're using like single circular studs as chairs. Your figure's not gonna sit down. It's off scale, man. That's kind of driving me crazy.
You know, to be fair, some seats in Hong Kong I remember as being pretty tiny, but then again, you know, maybe I just have a big ass.
Okay, on the box, it shows these two guys in the set. So, Sean, who are these guys?
I have to be honest, I don't really know what movie that is. I think the t-shirt is a reference to the pissing beef balls in God of Cookery, and I say that purely because I think I recognize the character for beef because I could never read Chinese because I'm stupid.
She's holding something, man. She's making food or she's drumming. Before I forget to mention, I love how they use wands. Like these are magic wands right here, but they're used as chopsticks. That's pretty clever. Okay, so this guy's supposed to be one lying down on here, but I don't know if they just put him there randomly.
I think the one with the tie is from Fight Back to School, which was actually filmed right up the road from your studio. It was up at that, what is that, Sha Tin Junior College on Soiwo Road. The thing I like about this is the tea box in his pocket, because I think, if I recall correctly, that was in the film. You know, the tea, you know what I mean by the tea box.
I actually quite like the design of that lounge chair though. I'll be real with you, this room is actually pretty good. I even like the sink in the back there. It looks like it's kind of in a old school jail type of thing. And finally, we can see inside this room, which is just like a weird burning or temple room. This is definitely a scene from a movie. I think these are decals. Yeah, those are decals along there. I was going to say those are prints, but they're not. Sorry. And it shows our guy, Stephen Chow, sitting in there. Let's put him in.
I kind of like how they're honest about his gray hair, even though it was gray for a movie back then, but now it's gray. You know what I mean? I have gray hair.
Is he worshipping, or is this how he gets his powers for being like the god of cooking? Maybe I should watch that movie. Oh, the doors here, just so you know, they open inwards, not outwards. So now we come to this second floor, this restaurant place, but it's so small, right? It's just, I think this is where he does the competition for the cooking. There's enough studs here to put some characters and maybe a couple inside there, one behind the counter for sure. You can see all the tools there with the pans and knives and butcher's knives. There is one circular brick light right there. If I turn it on, and it kind of connects to the other room. Surprised it hasn't fallen off on me yet. There is a door right here, which is printed. It's kind of hard to open up, but it seems smaller to scale. You can see the countertop there. Let me see if I can pull it out. Just like a pot, some food on it, and that's it. I put Steve in there. The funny thing is, besides the sticker on the door, the dragons on the side are printed and they're chrome, so those are nice. Thankfully, everything is easy to put together. You just put the corner here, we're back together, there. And we'll put the brick light, I'll take the brick light out of the way, but it goes between the hallway and this next room, which we're gonna see right now, which is this room that sits right here, like so, which is ridiculously small. I like the decoration in there, I like the flower in the corner there. But yeah, if I turn it here like that, there's nothing in there, man. Just a countertop. Nice prints on it. I think there's supposed to be a flower on that thing too. I'm not quite sure, I forgot. Or is that just supposed to be a gold chalice? There's a little shiny sign dangling here, 1996. I didn't get to use the chef yet either, so let's just put him here. I guess he goes in that room. Sean, who the hell is this guy?
Western chef is obviously villain. Also, I am from Australia. That's a joke I'm making if you ever watch Bleeding Steel, a Jackie Chan movie that is as good as the title makes it sound. There are sex workers in Australia, all of whom have voice like this because it's time for put shrimp on Barbie. It's lovely.
You got these two couples here. They're supposed to be facing each other, like kissing each other. That's what it shows on the manual. But you can at least see what the figures look like here. Maybe I should turn her head so that she's kind of looking at him like that. Hey, Sean, where are we from?
I'm not sure what film that woman is from, but she's probably from Chick Fook Street in Taiwan.
Before I lay the camera flat down there, just to appreciate, this design is crazy, man. Everything fits perfectly. It's very hard to pull apart, but you have to be careful. Brick pieces here get a little bit loose. And you line them up, the studs to these pieces here. You can kind of tell. Once it's on there, it's pretty secure. You got a total studio inside here. You can actually see the microphone kind of like going in there. You can see a camera on the inside. There's a monitor for the director there to see on the front. And I'm pretty sure that's a print. And you got like a catering table, a little catering table there with some mugs on it. A big umbrella. It's kind of dark to see. Let there be light. Now we can see all the details inside this place. But before that, look at the top right there. So many little knobs, chrome pieces, and these look like Mario stars, right? A classic sign there. These pieces don't move along the top. They're like the scopes or the viewfinder thing. I'm not even quite sure what they're supposed to be. This piece right here, where the camera's on, is so cool, man. It's like on a track, but it's actually going on a piece of ladder that you can kind of slide back and forth. And it has its own light, which is really bright, man. Like that, look at that. It's so bright, shine bright like a diamond. I thought that was actually pretty cool. So you're supposed to face it, which way, this way? Yeah, this way, face it like that. Because it's like that for a reason, which I'll show you soon. But just to show you, you can see the umbrella a lot better now there. And you see a little mechanism here. So if I were to take this piece and turn it, the crazy thing is, there is a real working, well, a projector that really does kind of work. I'm like, yo, dude, that is crazy. And those are like 4 scenes from a movie. It's very low res. We'll turn off the lights and see if we can see that, but I'm like, damn, man, this is such a cool little set. It is hard to get your hand on the inside there, but I think it's enough to appreciate this fine level details, like pretty insane. Even for me, I'm like, yo, what am I building, man? So you got the 2 camera guys there, production people. They look kind of angry and upset, just like a normal crew would be. And then finally, you got this cameraman here on his platform, very scary platform thing there. And this, they're using like this transclear, or this sheet. I'm getting too used to that word now. But a transparent sheet there with the record sign on it and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. Very nice idea. Actually, I like the platform idea. It's just not sturdy enough to be able to be held up there. Guys going, oh, I'm falling over. We spin it around. I like the design of the camera, right? It's just like a camera piece with some chrome binoculars on it. And it's filmed, I guess, I don't know how he's doing this, filming that way in there or what. But it's actually a pretty cool idea.
I admire this set because, like we've always talked about, it's evocative of these old buildings. It's not an exact reproduction, and it can't be, and it shouldn't be, but when you look at it, you know exactly what it's supposed to be, and that's something I really like. Yeah, this set is innovative in technical terms, and I really like that a lot. I really appreciate the way that the set combines this kind of evocative, realistic building, and then the camera is on top, which is very sort of surreal or almost postmodern, but it works together exactly for what it's for. And it's a good understanding of how movies work culturally, especially in a place like Hong Kong, because the movies were made very quickly and they all tended to be very local because people didn't necessarily have the time and money to do like big epic war movies. So they did these kind of movies about people living in real spaces. And so on that level, it really works a lot. And I enjoy that.
Yeah, it was pretty long, man. At least we got the set done, but we haven't seen the final part of me using this thing in action. And I look different because I'm back now with Chris. Chris, what's up?
Hello, everyone.
So this is Chris helping me finish this video off because I didn't have enough time last time. Chris, now that you're seeing this for your very first time coming in here, what do you think?
Oh, this set is really, really good. I love it.
Really, really different, right?
Really, really different, yes.
So he hasn't seen the details on the inside, but he saw the outside and he saw how the feature works. And now I'm going to show you the detail of the feature. Just to show you how this opens up. Very cool, super, super secure. But yeah, shifting bricks, you might have to push these down. And Chris, I don't know if you can see the prints there. That's the wrong information, right? Shouldn't it be like f-stop here and... I wish that would have been more correct, right? You should be able to see the Hong Kong skyline there. Pretty wild, right? Okay, let's do this action thing again. We're gonna turn on the lights here for the projector. You can see it shining into your face. And Chris, you don't mind helping me turn off the lights. Be gone, light. One light gone. This is so cool, right, guys? Two lights gone.
Hey, get your hand off my leg.
All right, so here you go. Look, check that out. So you can see the guy there. That's Stephen Chow. What movie is that from? Is that God of Cookery?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are all God of Cookery. It's a little bit more blurry there, but you can see, you can kind of, depending on how dark your room is, you can kind of pull it back, but that's crazy. It's like a film inside there, one of those flip camera things. That's another one right there. Same film. And then this one is him with the girl. That's the one I think you're talking about. That's a different movie though, right?
Yes,
Different. So you only get 4 pictures, but that action, freaking incredible. That's really cool, man. You can't go the other way. It's using one single rubber band. Don't use that rubber band, you'll need it. And it works great. So this is like a really cool feature, man. So Sean, final thoughts. What do you think about this feature, huh?
Ideally, and of course it's not their job to do it, all it would need is some way to like mount a phone inside that thing so you could really film with it. But you don't need that. I'm just being silly.
So there you have it. A very complex, well thought out, kind of a smaller set for the city part, which was a little bit disappointing for me. But when I saw this feature, I'm like, yo, this thing is pretty badass. This is really cool.
I really like this set because it captures so much of the city and the film industry and their relationship in such a fairly simple but detailed construction. Like it's not as big as you were expecting, which, you know, haven't we all heard that? I like it because it captures that. And the other thing, looking at this set in particular, is that you could spend a lot of time looking at stuff and discovering more and more little details. So it's really kind of going to promote engagement with it, which I think is a good thing because, you know, you can't move it around. You can't really interact with it. You can't use it for anything else. But I really enjoyed this one. I hope they do more of them.
Get it while you can if it's still available. It should be for a little while. I don't know how long these things will be in production for. So if you enjoyed that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much to Chris for helping me finish this video off. And it's time to go shoot some more videos. So until next time, you guys. I go like this, put this up like this, put this back like this. Brick me out.
Speaking of Shaolin Soccer, my first trip to Hong Kong in 2001, that movie was in cinema, and here are some photographs that I took on a film camera. That's how long ago it was. And I saw Shaolin Soccer that trip and a couple other movies. And that's one of those things that, you know, you don't really think about missing it until you see it. And now I do. Thank you very much. I would say I'll see you next time, but you can't see me, so I'll hear you. Whatever. All right, I gotta go. Let me go flush this toilet again. Something's wrong.